Hi, my name is Ariana Callahan, and I am a Master's of Public Health student here at the University of Utah, as well as a research assistant on the Incorporating Workplace Interventions in Safety and Health project, also known as IWISH. As we all know, the SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted business and productivity across all industries in the past 2 years, and has had a lasting effect on workplace habits and policies. Workplaces that were considered essential experienced particular threats to worker well-being, which resulted in worse outcomes for worker mental health, high infection rates, and large disruptions of routines. In order to better prepare for future emerging threats to worker health, such as future pandemics, there's this critical need to analyze past responses. A total worker health approach both protects and promotes health and includes important core competencies that are useful to understanding past responses as well as preparing for future ones. We are taking research that has already been done in response to the once acute threat of COVID-19 pandemic and using it to protect workers from future threats, such as new variant surges or seasonal influenza. This is being done through the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, hierarchy of controls, which you can see pictured here as applied to COVID-19 in figure 1. Going from the elimination of the hazard all the way down to personal protective equipment. Towards the top are interventions that are more sustainable and require less individual participation, such as lockdown orders or policies allowing workers to quarantine at home if they test positive. Then moving down, we have substituting remote meetings or using social distancing when possible, installing physical barriers and increasing ventilation or offering vaccine clinics, using worker cohorts or asymptomatic screening to control infection. And finally, towards the bottom, we have interventions that are less sustainable and require more individual participation, such as the correct use of face masks in the workplace. We used a case study approach to identify how total worker health core competencies can offer an agile and responsive framework to resolve these disruptions to productivity and health. And these core competencies are pictured here in figure 3. We looked at the response of a pet food manufacturing company that was deemed an essential employer. They were able to continue normal operations despite the COVID lockdown orders that happened in March 2020 through a variety of responses that highlighted 3 of the total worker health core competencies. These responses that you can see pictured here in figure 2 included implementing physical controls such as social distancing, creating worker cohorts to minimize exposure to others, a surveillance system that included a symptom checklist for early detection of COVID infection, and frequent SARS-CoV-2 testing for employees, and later on, eventually, an on-site vaccine clinic for workers and their families. And we can see these responses reflected in the NIOSH hierarchy of controls. 3 total worker health core competencies, as I said before, are highlighted in this response, as you can see in yellow here in figure 3. First is subject matter expertise, where the company sought information from public health professionals and designed their response accordingly. Second was communication and dissemination, where they promptly shared information to employees via weekly email listservs. And third was a partnership building and coordination, where they partnered with physicians and researchers to implement an effective COVID response. In conclusion, applying all 6 total worker health core competencies can improve both response and outcomes. This can be used in the short term to address acute threats such as seasonal influenza, or in the long term to address ongoing situations such as the COVID-19 pandemic and overall workplace safety and worker health. And this leads to overall better outcomes for both workers and employers. And I just want to thank everyone on the IWISH project for all their hard work on this, as well as everybody at the Utah Center for Promotion of Work Equity and Research, or UPower. Thank you so much.